Mr. Malumo, what is your take on the G20 meeting held for agriculture ministers, which was held in Paris, France, just on Friday? Looking at the resolutions, are you satisfied as an organization dealing in food security?
Well, clearly speaking, the G20 is a very important space because it kind of broadened the state of play. I mean, you are aware of the G8, which basically brings the 8 rich countries of the world. But that space has now been broadened to other emerging countries, and some of them very much southern countries that understand the impact of poverty in our context. So again, we just want to acknowledge the fact that the G20 is a very legitimate process and grouping that we would like to engage with us as ActionAid. Now, on the question whether we are satisfied with the outcome of the Agriculture Finance Ministers meeting, it's a yes and no. Yes, in the sense that they've recognized the fact that there's need for increased investment in the agriculture sector. Beyond that, there's need to actually have that investment well targeted.
The other issue of concern from the G20 meeting was the issue of biofuels. I'm told CSOs are concerned about the issue of biofuels production in food security. And then the other issue is the issue of food reserves in regions like Southern Africa. What is your take on that?
Clearly speaking, our governments have gone ahead to invest in food reserve, but a very low scale. What we'd like to see in terms of food reserves is a huge scale. And I know that SADC about 3-4 years ago did convene a consultation to look at a possible investment into food reserve. This is one sure way to actually be able to be food secure, to actually ensure that there's food security in the region. Because we are talking about a situation where we have emergencies, be it in form of floods or droughts. When you have a food reserve at a regional level, you are able to come to the aid of each other country. Now, the issue that you raise about biofuels is a serious issue of concern to us as ActionAid and some of our colleagues and players in the international framework. The challenge about biofuels is that I think governments are jumping into this investment without really understanding and analyzing the challenges that it brings. And again, our main concern is that it's pushing away smallholder farmers from the arable land, from the fertile lands, pushing them into marginal lands where they can't actually be able to cultivate anything. And we've been cautioning governments that I think investment in biofuels must be taken up with the caution that they deserve.